Okay, guys, welcome back to Viney Research Station. It is a match between the second match of the day in our round robin group. And the first player is up in the top position, the blue Terran player from Dust Gaming, Spear.
And his opponent in the bottom spawn position of Viney Research Station, the red Protoss player, apparently from ever. It is the one, the only, Arthur. Should I throw some growl on that? But it didn't quite turn out. Arthur. Oh, that just sounded that sounded Arthurian right there, man. Looks like Spear though going for that Reaper fast expand. I mean, it is a PvT matchup, so I'm kind of excited to see his drops, what he's gonna do. Obviously, Protoss players this caliber quite good at defending those, but Spear again and again, and especially TVP, has just been boom in your face really quickly.
Yeah, he absolutely has been. But I looked up a couple of stats on them earlier, and actually, of course, Spear and Arthur both compete in tons and tons of these online cups, and yeah, therefore they've actually faced each other quite a lot. They've played a total of 31 matches, not including any kind of ladder matches. Ooh. 31 competitive tournament matches against each other in tournaments ranging from the Alimo League to, I don't know, ASL, I guess. Their first match was actually back in 2012 in an offline cup. But currently, the score is 22-9 in favor of Arthur. So Spear has to cause a big upset here if he wants to win. And already we see Arthur kind of responding quite well to how Spear generally likes to play with that pylon up in the top of his base, getting any kind of vision if Spear was to go for a Reaper. But of course, we see Spear actually going for a fast factory instead. So I suspect Widowmine drops. I would guess Arthur does as well.
I completely agree. I'm a little bit skeptical right now with Arthur. Okay, finally getting a second gas right there. Whether or not he's going to be going Robo, obviously Robo is probably the best here, but it's a little bit debatable, and we're going to see what he's going to do. Now, just remember, though, in this matchup right here, this is a, this group, which is Group B in the round of 32, the top two players do get out, so even if Spear loses here, he still will advance, I believe, and actually...
Oh, no, Arthur would have to face off against his Game Time?
No, Game Time did not show up, so we'd have to face off against Soundwave.
Soundwave.
But in the game right now, Arthur, I love this. Mothership Core Stalker moving out. The Stalker will need 4 Marines, though, and one Stalker cannot deal with 4 Marines. Now, combined with the Mothership Core, it may be able to. This is really, really scary for Spear, though, getting out more Marines. He should have enough by now, but it's going to be really key to see the micro of Arthur. But he does not quite have enough for a complete teleport back home.
That's going to be a bit rough him here. And yeah, we see that most score actually is getting taken out before he can. So this is a big, big win for Spear here. He's going to take down that Stalker.
Second Stalker.
And the second Stalker is going to be able to kite away from these Marines very, very nicely. The Hellion, though, slips past that that Stalker and will get all the way back home to get a nice scout off, maybe even damage a couple of the probes. Be a bit difficult for a single hand to kill off probes, though.
Arthur's saying no right there. Getting 3 pylons up. Stargate is up. And Spear will have absolutely no scouting at all. This Mothership Core actually may even get it, but they're right there. Spear canceled them. I'd love to see that one like Hellion come bot back in. Come pop back into the main base. But that Mothership Core is ready. So is this Stalker, which is expertly boxing it out. Now we see an Oracle... started for Arthur here, which will engage into a Widowmine, but I wonder if this Widowmine is for a drop, or, oh yeah, it will be burrowing. I didn't even see where it burrowed, I just heard it burrow. Yeah, there it is, burrowed right behind the main of Spear, so it is going to be ready to take out this Oracle.
Yeah, it should be ready. Nicely hidden that as observers showing us behind that dish of the Orbital Command, so yeah, we'll probably see Spear try and lure Arthur's Oracle into that. Of course, map is Spear coming in with his signature drop. There's no Photon Overcharge because that Mothership Core did get taken out, but the Oracle is there. It does spend its activation. Oracle, of course, costs 25 energy to activate that beam. Then it keeps on going. But the Oracle is going to activate again, and it doesn't quite get the Widowmine, so the Widowmine takes out the Oracle across the map, actually. A Phoenix, though, is going to be able to chase down this drop.
Yeah, no, there is the Phoenix of a 1 second of stutter for Spear is actually going to be the demise of this medevac here. The Phoenix will get the medevac. Everything gets out, though. 4 Marines and still a Widow Mine next to the natural of Arthur. Now, this one Widow Mine has 10 health, so it will be taken out if Stalker goes for it. But for now, it looks like it's just going to hang out there and may actually get that Mothership core again if it's not careful. Now, Arthur only piling on more piling on more Phoenixes here. He knows he needs to get up a good drop defense because that is how Arthur loves to play this. And it looks like for now, that is how Spear loves to play this. But for Spear right now, it looks like he's just macroing up, getting a strong defense. He does have these 4 Marines out of the map and pulling back. I'm really curious to see which one of these players is going to be aggressive now. Obviously, yes, Arthur did take out that medevac. He can be aggressive with the Phoenixes, but as we've talked about in previous games a lot before, just Stargate is such a defensive thing for Protoss. Now, sometimes you can do some cheeky stuff with Phoenixes. I love this double Phoenix Oracle strategy right here. I've been seeing this more and more out of really good Protoss players, but I mean, I don't know if that's going to do anything, especially versus this small Marine group coming out, but it actually was not even going to catch this medevac, and there's going to be literally nothing at the natural base. The main base will be completely fine, but the natural base is nothing to defend.
No, there's no Widowmine behind. No, there is a Widowmine behind it.
Oh, there is?
It's gonna get 1, but actually doesn't kill it.
1 health left though. Or no, sorry. Click, dang it. 2 health left, but they will get up. They will get up actually 4 SCVs here. The Oracle doing the majority of the damage. The natural base is almost completely shut down. Yes, that Widowmine is still there, but for now, it's not going to have anything. I'd love to see Revelation, Envision come out of that Oracle, and the Phoenix may pick it up. But for now, adding the main base of Arthur, we see Spear pushing up. 2 Stalkers are there and 2 Sentries that should be able to force field out for quite a long time. The Robo Bay is ready, but still no robotics. Sorry, the Robo Facility is ready, but still no robotics bay to get on any Colossus. And right now, Spear's just picking off whatever he can, and we'll get this pylon beautifully. Only now, though, is the robotics bay queuing up.
Yeah, that is, of course, the disadvantage of putting that pylon right where it is. And I feel like losing the Stargate, I'm inclined to say it's a bit of an annoyance for Arthur, because he has gone for his Phoenixes. He feels like he was wanting to head towards Phoenix Colossus, but I'm not sure it's worth the investment to rebuild that Stargate. So he's just going to be heading into regular course play right now. But Spear is moving up around. A whiff force field is going to allow several of his units up there. This is going to do a lot of damage here to Arthur's forces, but Photon Overcharge goes down, and Spear ultimately is going to have to retreat, at least for now. But now the force fields expire. Spear is surging forwards again. Very nicely timed, though. Foot traps a few of these units up here, but he does manage to pick off the sentry before he leaves.
Yeah, finally now Concussion Shells is just about done, only seconds away for Spear. If he can get up that ramp, he may be able to slow the majority of this army down, and the force fields are going to run out, only 1 sentry left. A beautiful revelation onto the main army of Spear from Arthur. Arthur is in a very tricky position here, but it looks like Spear's actually saying, okay, I'm going to back up. Obviously, Spear, what's great about Arthur is only having 2 Phoenixes now. Obviously, he can't replenish them, but he can deny a lot of drops, and which is really going to scare Spear off, especially with no SCV to heal these pretty wounded medevacs. Both have a decent amount of life left, though. And I'd just like to comment on what you're saying about the Stargate. If Arthur potentially did make that Stargate back, it's not only the cost, but the time, and where he's going to be committing 150 gas into not a Colossus. Basically, we do finally see 1 Colossus out though for Arthur, and a drop on the right hand side, which will be spotted, or actually, no, will not be spotted by these Phoenixes.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there for Arthur, as these Phoenixes, these medevacs do move down. Of course, there's a Oracle patrolling, so he's going to have some advanced warning, of course, but nothing is really in position here for Arthur. He's having to move over now, and so Spear is going to get to unload. Warping of Zelts is going to delay him a little bit. He's going to be firing on them. Then the Photon Overcharge comes down. It looks like Spear is going to be pushed away here. There's actually not very much army here for Arthur, so Spear keeps on fighting, and he's going to be trading off pretty nicely, but eventually lifts up and gets on out of there.
Yeah, he will trade nicely in the natural, but up into the main, the Marines of Spear try to do something here with the 2 Colossus, just too much for these only +1 attack Marines. They will have to go home. They do have stim, but no combat shield actually for any of this battle right now. I'm a little bit worried when he's going to get... Does he have combat? No, actually, I take it back. He does have combat shield. What am I saying? So Arthur, though, now moving out with a small force, but he does have 2 Colossus for this time of the game, and Spear's been so aggressive and lost not a ton, but has lost just enough that this actually may work out very well for Arthur. I love these 2 Phoenixes at the front of the army, though, scouting around, seeing as much as they can, but they won't see the army of Spear. Actually, the army of Spear Spears envisioned revealed right now. But for now, I mean, this is almost all in for Arthur. If he loses this, there's no Mothership Core to teleport back.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. And Spear has been producing Vikings 4 at a time for a while now. So he's up to... Oh, actually, he's only up to 4. But, yeah. 2 more on the way. And I don't know, Arthur's already knocking at his door, though. The Vikings are trying to work away on these scores. So one of them's already gone down, but the other one is doing decent work. And 7 forwards into Widowmines, though. That's some expensive losses there for Arthur. But these 2 Colossi are on very, very low health. Spear, though, he is desperately pumping out as many Vikings as possible. And first Colossus falls. The second one, it looks like it's going to go down to the last body of Colossi. Now it's just Stalkers. Marauders should be able to easily deal with this, but Spear has to group up a little bit, and he has to actually get a decent enough force, because right now, Arthur just has an overwhelming power of Stalkers.
Yeah, so many Marauders are killed, only 1 Marauder left. SCV's being pulled actually into a nice position. Arthur does not have Blink here, so he'll not be able to get out. Even an Observer coming in to try to see these Widowmines. Widowmines will be taken out, and all the SCVs of Spear have been pulled from the main base and trying to do something here. Supply Depot's trying to go up, but they won't quite do it. Zealots into the main, and there's so little for Spear, but he's losing so much in this attack. The Zealots just meat grinding every single SCV they can here. 17 workers killed, but it looks like Spear will barely push this back and even saves his 3rd base.
Yeah, and this is a fantastic result here for Spear. At the end of the day, as the dust settles, they're on equal workers, and Spear has 3 command centers, 3 mules at a time. So Arthur doesn't even have a 3rd base. He's going back into training. He's trying to reproduce his Colossi, but Spear has double Starport. He has everything set up to either transition to a macro game, throw down maybe a Ghost Lab, a Ghost Facility, Ghost Academy, that's the one. Or just, do an SCV pull once he's got a decent Viking count. He's got a lot of options here, and Arthur has to make something happen. He has to slow Spear down somehow, because right now, Spear is going to gallop swiftly out of control if Arthur doesn't do something about it.
Yes, I completely agree with you. The 3rd base surviving, if somehow those Stalkers or the Phoenixes would have been able to pick it off, that would have been beautiful, but won't quite happen for now. Spear does have the air superiority. All the Phoenixes have been taken out, and as you were saying, no Stargate was ever rebuilt. So this is going to be really key for Arthur to defend this and somehow get ahead with a 3rd. There is 2 Stalkers in his natural base, which won't be able to stop this drop necessarily, but they will be able to spot a little bit earlier and pressure Spear as much as he can. Spear does have +1 range, his range for Colossus, so should be able to deal with this once the Colossus comes in. And Totem Overcharge does go down.
Yeah, Spear's going to have to lift up, pardon me, and get away, but he really doesn't lose very much. Only a Marauder and, I think, 2 Marines, but, yeah, I mean, that was a really successful drop, just trading off against units, forcing Zeus to do warps in. Now Spear's posturing around outside Arthur's main base, denying that 3rd, making sure that he knows his opponent is contained. And to be honest, Spear can stay down here if Arthur is up there for as long as he wants, and he will be completely happy. Spear has the 3rd base. There's a possibility of him taking a 4th, transitioning onwards, getting +2 even maybe. But right now he's pushing up the ramp, trying to end it off. Good force fields though, are going to trap a lot of that bio down there. The Vikings aren't able to get a great angle, but now they find one. Start hunting down that Colossus and do manage to take it out. They're going to back off now in case any others come in. Now, again, just Stalkers are not at all good against this bio. The Widowmines being lifted in by the Medevac are actually getting a 1 shot off, stripping away all the shields from those Stalkers.
GG!
Yeah, the bio surged up the ramp and GG.
Back to Echo here, or my bad. No, sorry, yes, Echo. Always mess those maps up. In the bottom right-hand corner, currently getting proxied by his Protoss brethren, or opponent here, I guess. It is the one, the only blue Terran from Dust Gaming, Spear! Both Korean was their brother, and I just gotta throw that out there.
And his opponent's up A in the top left, the red Protoss player from one ever. It is Arthur.
And that is the man who's doing the gate. The gate proxy. I was gonna say gate fast expand, and I was like, that is a crazy gate fast expand right there. So aggressive, but actually gonna be a proxy gate against a Reaper expand. Now, with the right micro, definitely Spear can push this off, but I feel like with the right micro, maybe Arthur can make something happen, but I feel like Spear has the almost 100% advantage unless the Reaper goes all the way to the other side of the map before the Zealots head into the main base of Spear.
Well, it's not completely... I actually think if the Reapers go all the way to the other side of the map, it's kind of the best case scenario for Spear, because Arthur, he'll probably go in with the second Zealot, by which time a Stalker will be on the way, and then the Zealots just kind of have to not die to the Reaper until the Stalker comes out, and then it can take care of everything else. Whereas Spear, if that Reaper makes its way all the way across the map, Arthur will have to try and defend with probes. That doesn't go well against a Reaper. That doesn't go well at all. So they both get into this kind of wonky situation. Arthur's actually having scouted the Reaper expand, he's waiting even longer, waiting for that Stalker, and then when it's out, he's going to be able to take out that Reaper, and he'll have 2 Zealots and a Stalker in the main base, and that's a bad situation for Spear. This is especially bad. Spear's moving out with the Reaper. Arthur knows this, his probe was killed, and he's going to move in with these 2 Zealots. Spear still only now sees the 2 Zealots walking in, where the Reaper just keeps on going. Cancel, though, on that, I think it was the...
this was Reactor,
and now desperate micro hit from Spear.
Yeah, Spear desperately... Yeah, Spear desperately trying to say this supply depot will go down. 1 Marine down, a Reaper in Spear's base, but I just like to say Arthur's build was perfectly timed out. Right after the second Zealot, getting off those Stalkers. These Stalkers are the backbone of this. They will be able to defend off the Reaper, but in the back at Arthur's natural base, the SCVs are actually... Sorry, the probes are doing a decent job of getting rid of this Reaper, but at the bottom right-hand corner, again, 11, 12 workers down. All the SCVs were pulled to deal with 1 Zealot and only 1 Marine out. These Stalkers will be able to do it. GG! Arthur takes game 2. Hello everyone and welcome to ASL Challenger League Season 5 Group B. This is the second match of the night. It is currently 1-1. These both Korean players on the lovely Coda in the top left-hand spawn position. It is the Blue Terran representing Just Gaming from Korea, Spear.
And his opponent down in the bottom right, the red Protoss player from One Ever. It is Arthur.
That clan name, man. These Koreans is getting crazier and crazier. Like that Reddit post, how Koreans choose their name. Pick a noun out of the... Did you see that? Pick a noun out of the... There's some storybook, whatever. But for now, interestingly enough, from Spear actually will not be going for Reaper Expand like he has every other game, and I'm presuming either is going to put on a quick second Barracks or go for Natural Expand. Or go for Quick Expansion.
Yeah, definitely a possibility here, but we see Arthur putting up a nice Reaper wall, and I mean, that's in the end not going to do anything because Spear's actually not opening Reaper this game, which is... I find it a little unusual. Coda's one of the better Reaper maps in the pool. But, I mean, I don't know.
Change it up. It's totally a mind game right here, man. He's Arthur assumes Reaper fast expand here, and Spear's saying, you know what, I can expand because you're going to be defending at home. But remember, game 1, though, was a mothership core. Was a mama core into the Stalker, so Spear has to be very careful about Arthur's really quick, straight up ballsy aggression.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of that. Spear actually going... Spear's cut out his gas for a while, so going for a double gas now.
Kind of like it, actually.
It's going to be like... It's a nice economic opening. And, yeah, we'll kind of see where it takes him for now. Arthur is getting down his Nexus as well, and probably going to start to see some tech thrown down fairly shortly. He does have that probe in a position ready to proxy. Yeah. Nothing coming out of that just yet. So, yeah, we'll see what... keep an eye on that and see when it throws down a pylon.
Yeah, definitely. Spear can't even spot that with that 1 Marine that was moving out. But for Arthur's base, Spear got an entire scout off. Now, obviously, it didn't see anything, but the fact that it didn't see anything is pretty big. For Spear, he did not spot this Twilight Council. Maybe he can infer it's there, but also it's a pretty standard one-gate fast expand opening for Arthur, so I'm very curious how we're going to see Spear open. And like you were saying, that proxy pylon, I'm kind of thinking it may just be to warp in. It could be for DTs, but I'm going to bet that it's going to be Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, most likely.
No pylon.
We'll see though. DT's Interlink are of course a great option as well, but as we see Blink being researched, it is most likely just going to be a Blink opener. I don't think Arthur's going to get too aggressive with this. Yeah, just the 2 gates being added on, so just a regular old 3-gate Blink opener. It's pretty much the standard in PvT these days. The possibility of a little bit of aggression just poking in. Coda, I mentioned, it's a pretty good Reaper map.
Yeah,
by the same token, it's quite a good map for Blink as well.
Definitely.
And there's the possibility of little hit squad of Stalkers blinking up here and just kind of running around, annoying the Terran player, splitting his attention. Plus, great against drops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely great against drops. Spear loved those drops. Finally, the proxy pylon is down for Arthur. And also, just Blink is pretty good, even though Arthur does not know this, only scouting now. But purely because Spear was so late on his gases that, I mean, his combat shields, his stim is going to be very, very late. And he's using it into Widow Mines and a medevac. So he's not going to have those vital upgrades, which you normally may have versus these Stalker all-ins versus these Stalker openings. But for now, we see Arthur just kind of securing, making sure, or just looking around a little bit, making sure there's nothing by Spear, and really moving out with a nice 5 Stalker hit squad. I'm actually excited. This may do something.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. Spear's stim timing is, I mean, I think it's a little...
It's not going to be ready to defend, basically.
No, it's not going to be ready to defend for quite a while, but... so Arthur's definitely been able to do a little bit of damage here. He's already forced this SCV pull. So Arthur can just run forwards, poke away, get single SCVs, blink his Stalkers back. He's actually taking a little more damage than I would have expected on that Stalker, but there we go. Just hammering away at that bunker, dealing damage and blinking the Stalkers back, trading away hull damage into Stalkers for minerals. And yeah, great stuff here. He's actually committing a little more to this than you typically see. But yeah, just getting a few volleys in. Actually, he's going to break down this bunker, and this puts Spear in a bit of trouble here. The Widowmine coming out is going to help. Arthur's not going to be poking down, but now the second bunker's finished. Arthur's actually just going to kind of hang out here. Moving Mother's Court into position, though. He's possibly... There is a possibility of Arthur blinking up in the main, but Spear's well positioned between the main and the natural to kind of be able to do something if a blink in the main happens. And there is
definitely. The second bunker was up, but in the bottom right-hand corner, we see beautifully Stalkers blink forward, taking out that medevac, but there is 2 Widow Mines. Now, at first, Spear did drop into the natural base, which worked out very well because the Robo was not super late, but obviously not late enough, or sorry, not fast enough to deny it. But since he did decide to go up into the main, he did lose a little bit right there. There was no workers killed, but for now it looks like Arthur's actually going to try to blink up again. There is a second bunker and a very nicely placed Widow Mine, and Arthur has not lost a single Stalker yet.
No, he hasn't. He has lost his Mothership Core, though, which arguably is a bigger loss, and he's going to lose that high ground vision for now, although the Observer is making its way across the map, so he'll regain it pretty shortly. But Spear's putting down a missile turret. DT's obviously a natural kind of transition follow-up to Blink, and a second bunker at the front just to be able to ward this away. Now, Arthur, the large Stalker count that he's so far amassed is going to get worse and worse and worse as the game goes on, as transitions are made, as the Bioforce swells, as upgrades come into play. But Arthur moving forward, focusing down one bunker, is going to start focusing down the second, but Stim is done. Spear has the Bioforce already to contest these Stalkers, and he is going to do exactly that. Now Arthur with no Blink Micro. Spear's going to back off, but I mean, these Stalkers, they're very, very expensive. The bio is cheap. And the Widowmine, it doesn't go off.
Yes, Arthur has to make something really good happen here. These SCVs being pulled is good for Arthur, though. He's stopping a little bit of mining time and possibly getting some kills. Now, remember, there is no Mothership Core to teleport home or do any sort of time warp. But for now, some nice blinks. So far, Arthur has, I don't have the actual number here, but he has lost 4 or 5 Stalkers. He's not blinking perfectly back, but he's still doing a lot of damage while back at home. I mean, his natural is almost completely saturated and still doing a little bit of damage and keeping all these SCVs from not working.
Yeah, that was some very nice blink right there. But Arthur, the more he micros, the lower his health his stalkers get, and eventually, eventually they will just die. It's a fact of life. But Spear, he's keeping on producing those Widow Mines. They haven't actually got any decent hits yet, and obviously with the one stalker goes down again. Kind of a weird thing from Arthur. I wonder if it's blinked on cooldown for some reason, but. Yeah, now Arthur moves forwards with this as though he's going to try and get a bit of scouting information, see what's going on in Spear's base. And what is going on is, of course, regular old kind of tyranny base with a bunch of barracks, starport pumping up medevacs, and, various other buildings, upgrade buildings. The engineering bay just finishing up +1 now. Spear's going to move out with that as Arthur tries to harass this force, but... I know this bio with Stim is going to chase down his stalkers, and concussive shells are going to help with that as well. Arthur actually sacrificed his stalker to try and help the others escape, but slightly whiff blink there. He's going to get away in the end, though.
Yep, Arthur does get away, but he loses 7 probes to a Widow Mine in the main base. Right now, Arthur has to be so careful. He's been picking off lots of Marines from Spear's army, but it's been very gradually allowing Spear to replace them with Marauders. Now he has 9 Marauders against, there's a lot of Stalkers, but in Immortal, these Marauders are perfect, exactly what he needs in this amount right now. To boot, there's 4 medevacs, and most of the army is not quite in position for Arthur. Yes, there is blink, but not quite done. Spear actually moving into the natural base, stimming forward. Beautiful force field. Will force field out a decent amount of the units here, but Spear possibly could go up into the medevacs and get out. So far, some nice blink back, though. Hasn't lost that much for Arthur. Does lose the sentries, does lose the Immortal, and actually a lot of the army's dead. A lot of the army dead for Spear, but he gets the sentries and Immortals, but is that worth it? Is that worth it, Trigonal?
I don't know. I think I'm really impressed. I didn't expect Arthur to hold that, actually, but the force fields were, I guess they really did some work. Just cutting out enough of the army and trapping the rest in there. Yeah. So now Arthur is back on the offensive. Spear has barely any bio here. He is on 51 army supply, but much of that is in production. And yeah, the bunkers were salvaged as well. So Arthur moves back up it, takes down these bunkers that are producing, and it's going to try and fight against these. But the Marauders with +1 are tearing through these stalkers.
Yeah, Marauder's doing so much damage, pushing back Arthur, but in the main base of Arthur here, there's another drop. All that bio that was not on the defense is now on the aggression. I love this move by Spear. Snipes down the Robo Bay right there, even gets an Immortal. All the probes have to be pulled from the main base, and right now, Photon Overcharge does go down in the natural. The entire army of Arthur is trying to come back home. Spear's in a fantastic position. He even goes to try to snipe as many probes as he can. He could actually get the Mothership Core if he wanted to with this amount of Marines. There's no second Photon Overcharge who will get that Mothership Core. Finally, Blink Stalkers are coming in, but I have a feeling Spear can just get out of here really quickly. Looks like, come on, medevacs, come on. There's no blink.
He does manage to boost away.
And during that, 8 more probes were killed. Spear is playing phenomenally right there. I'd just like to say, I think the reason Arthur was really able to defend that was not because he split the army up, but simply did not allow the army to retreat. Normally in the position, going up into that natural base, the Terran would poke in, poke out a couple times, see what he can do. And that looks like what Spear's going to do this time, because there is 3 sentries, but only 3 force fields. And I don't know if you saw, but in that very first attack, Arthur, he used like 6 or 7 force fields in that one little area. They're all just piled on top of each other. Spear is gearing up for a fantastic dual-pronged attack.
Yeah, Arthur's force fields are going to have to be impeccable here. And Spear's moving forwards. Those are some really good force fields, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough. Spear is going to have to back off for now, but when he comes back up,
GG!
Yeah,
thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.